Hey, what's going on, guys? MarioMan252 here, and welcome back to Paper Mario Sticker Star Revisited. If you missed the last episode, please go and check it out. It was a lot better than the first playthrough, trust me. Those of you that are veterans of my channel will know exactly what I'm talking about there. So yeah, this is where we left off last time. We had just saved after defeating the Goombas to get out of Decalburg. I actually was put onto the world map when I went into this file. Even though we hadn't actually gone to the world map yet. Now, are the grounds still... No, okay. So, I think we have to go and do another level before we come back. Because there are some actually pretty decent stickers on the grounds when you come back. And you'll see what I mean after we make a return trip. Anyway, we're finally going to jump into the actual meat of the game. So, Decalburg is essentially the main hub here. We can go one of 4 different ways. World 1 is to the south, World 3 is to the west, World 2 is to the east, and upwards here to Surfshine Harbor towards Worlds 4, 5, and 6 is to the north. So right now, we can't do a whole lot until we beat World 1-1, because we get a very special ability called Paperization in World 1-1. So we're definitely going to tackle this first. I probably would have done this anyway, just because I'm going to try and beat the worlds in order. Just, I don't know. It's something that, like, I do whenever I play this game in my free time. I try to beat. You don't have to beat the worlds in order. I did learn that through previous playthroughs. So as you saw there, I attacked that Goomba with my hammer and initiated a fight and dealt damage before my turn started. If you attack an enemy outside of this battle sequence here, you well, there's some like complicated well, not exactly complicated, but more kind of in-depth rules about it. For example, like if an enemy like a Spiny has like a spiky shell and you try to jump on it, you won't deal any damage, and it'll act as if you tried to jump on it outside of battle, and then once the battle sequence starts, you actually take damage. So there's, you know, the specific rules about what you can and can't do when it comes to that. But if you strike, like, say, a Goomba with a hammer or jump on top of it, it'll deal damage before your turn starts, which will just make it easier for you to defeat the enemy. So that's the main gist of that. And as you... Well, it might be in this episode, it might not, I'm not sure. As you collect specific things called HP up hearts, which there are, I don't remember the exact number. I think there's 16 of them in the game. As you, oh, whoa, hey there, buddy. You wanna get hammered? There you go, bud. But yeah, as you collect those, not only will your max health go up, but the amount of damage you do on those pre-battle strikes with the hammer and jump, that will go up as well. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. You want to collect as many of those as possible. And I'm going to make it part of my mission to collect all of them during this playthrough. Now there's some coins in this little compartment here. Just a few, nothing too crazy. There are a couple of Goombas over here, so I would recommend taking them on for some coins. Another thing I should probably mention is that at the end of the level, which you guys obviously haven't seen yet, we haven't gotten there yet. At the end of each level, there's a comet piece, which is a piece of the sticker comet that I talked about in the last episode. Link will probably be in the description for that one, so if you guys want to check that out, feel free to do so. You get coins at the end of each level when you collect the comet piece, but the number of coins you get is determined by how many enemies you defeated. Like, say, if you went through the level and tried to encounter as few enemies as possible, you wouldn't get a whole lot of coins. But if you defeated every enemy, which is what I'm going to try and do, you get a whole lot of coins. And you guys will see that later on once we finish the level. So here, we meet this Toad who runs into us and drops a sticker. And if you have keen eyes, you'll see that that sticker doesn't exactly look like the other ones we have. It's a lot bigger, and instead of being kind of like an animated little cartoony boot or hammer, it's a pair of scissors, which might look a little bit strange, but these types of stickers play a vital role in this game. Not only do they do more damage when you attack with them, but there's different types. Some will do damage, some will heal you, some will put enemies to sleep. There's a whole bunch of different things that can happen with them. So here, we meet this little brat, Bowser Jr. And spoiler alert, this isn't the only time we encounter him in the game. He's a bit of a thorn in our side throughout the rest of the game. So yeah, he interrogates us about having a rare sticker. And indeed we do, although it's not as rare as you might think. It's actually one of the easier ones to get in the game. So anyway, for this fight, my first impulse as a player is not to use, well, as a player your first impulse is to use the sticker to defeat Bowser Jr., but if I was to use that shiny jump sticker that we acquired before, it would do exactly 19 damage, which is one short of killing Bowser Jr., and he heals after his first turn, so if you don't kill him in his first turn, he'll regenerate all of his health, and you'll have to basically start the battle over again. So you're forced to use the scissors here. There's no way of getting around it, and the more you mash the A button, the more damage your attack is going to do. Let me see if I can show it here. Okay, yeah, there we go, okay. So once that animation starts playing, once you saw that flash on the screen that signified the beginning of the animation, you want to start mashing A, because the more you mash the button, the better you're going to get in terms of damage. If you waited a bit before you did that, you'd only get a great, but since I started so early, I got an excellent. I dealt 30 damage. Even if you didn't mash at all, it would still do 20 damage and kill him. There's no way it wouldn't do that. But here, Bowser Jr. is going to use the Paperization ability to tear out the bridge. And you see there's that void-looking space where the bridge used to be. And we can't cross that for, well, there's no real reason given, but, like, he just tore part of the world out, so we can't exactly go over the bridge when there's no bridge. Anyway, we have to find a way to get up there to access that bridge. And there is actually a way to do that. Now, I only came across this because I've played this game so many times. The first time I played this game, I was completely confused as to what to do. What you have to do is go all the way back to the start of the level. You see all these toads running around here. If you go up to the bush, you'll see this guy right here with a little bend on his head. This is the guy we just ran into who dropped the scissors sticker. So if we talk to him, he'll talk about how we beat Bowser Jr. and how Bowser Jr. showed up when he found the sticker. And here, he offers to help us out with getting the, it's called a scrap. Those type of things, when there's pieces torn out of the world, those are called scraps. So the bridge scrap, he offers to help us get it back. So anyway, the toads form into a stack, and now they follow us and mimic our moves. So if we jump, they jump, and so on and so forth. So now, if we bring them over to here, well, I'll just let you guys see this, because this is one of the funnier parts of the beginning of the game. So the toads stack on top of each other and make a staircase, which doesn't look particularly comfortable, but you know what? It worked, so I'm not gonna complain. So yeah, obviously they couldn't hold that forever, and the toad staircase collapses. But anyway, this guy just hangs out here. He doesn't really go anywhere, so we can talk to him if we want to, but there's really no point in doing it. Now this is a key moment in the game right here. Kirsty offers to teach us the Paperization ability. And this is how you replace all scraps in the game. There are many, many more instances where either there's something that should be there that isn't, or there's two scraps that need to be switched, or something's rotated on its side and it doesn't look right. So yeah, Paperization is very, very important. And here, all we're going to need to do for Paperization, grab the scrap from the scraps tab in our inventory, line up the shadow with the empty space. Press A to push down, and then use the circle pad, which I'm not sure if you guys will see it in the video, but I'm kind of pointing at it with my thumb. Move it left and right to smooth out the scrap onto the surface. And there we go. Sorry if the brightness level just changed. Anyway, so from now on, we use the Y button to vaporize, and we actually get our first instance of it right up here. This stump is one of many things in this game that just looks a little bit out of place, and if we vaporize, we'll see this red box there. And that signifies that we can put a normal sized sticker into the box. In this case, I'm going to use the shiny hammer because I want to get a really high tier sticker at the beginning of the game so I can sell it. And it turns into a shiny jump. There's actually, I bought the guidebook for this game a long time ago, and in that guidebook, it talks about the different probabilities of getting certain things when you vaporize and put certain stickers in. Hang on, I'm trying to fix my brightness. Is that a little bit better? I hope that's a little bit better. Anyway, like there's a certain chance when you put a shiny hammer in there that you'll get a shiny jump out of it, or a flashy hammer out of it, which is slightly more powerful. I don't remember all the exact stuff, but there's probably a list on like a wiki somewhere. So anyway, again, I'm just going to go after all of these enemies to try and get as many coins as possible at the end of the level. I'm going to show off the hammer for you guys now because I don't think I've done that yet. So the timing is very precise. It's not difficult to mess up. In fact, I did that quite a bit when I first played this game. But if you time it right, you'll deal a high amount of damage to the enemy that you're directly striking, and also some damage to the enemy or enemies behind it. So that's why the hammer can be super useful. So let's try putting this shiny jump in here and see what we get. There's a couple different things that can happen, but we get probably the best one and get a flashy jump sticker. Now, the reason that's so good is because not only does it sell for a lot, but it also does a lot of damage. And here, there's 3 bat hammers in here, which each sell for 5 coins, so we can, you know, get a little bit of monies from the shop just for some of these basic stickers here. So now we're going to peel this Bowser tape, because behind here, we're introduced to another very important aspect of the game, things. Now, things are... It's difficult to describe. They're obviously not, like, papery like the rest of the stuff in the world. Things are like actual real-life objects. There's 64 of them throughout the game, and they're located in various spots. You need to do various different things to get to them. Things can be turned into stickers, and then those stickers of the things have specific uses throughout the game. For example, the thing sticker has a specific use later on in the game. Did I say the thing sticker? I'm sorry, the scissors sticker has a specific use later on in the game that you guys will see. I'm not sure if it'll be soon, but it does have a specific use. This looks blurry. Can I fix that? I want to try. There we go. Okay, it's more focused now. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything as focused and as clear as possible for you guys. There's a Goomba hiding in this bush, so I'm going to hammer him real quick. Looks like he showed up with a friend. So anyway, we're going to be using the hammer here. Hopefully I can time this well. There we go. Okay, another great, not bad, but you're looking for an excellent, because there's actually... Well, I'll get into it later, but basically there's a requirement to 100% the game. You have to get a certain number of excellent attacks. I think it's like 1,000. So, yeah. It takes quite a while. Okay, we just have to fight this one dude, so we'll just take him out with a jump. And there we go. And also, if you guys haven't noticed, we do get, well, at this point it's small bonuses, but at later on in the game it's much larger bonuses for defeating enemies in one turn. It doesn't matter what kind of stickers you use, but if you defeat an enemy or a group of enemies in one turn, you'll get a perfect bonus of a few coins. Well, at this point it's a few coins, but again, later on in the game, it becomes more coins. Another great, that'll take care of the first 2 Goombas. But this last guy is going to require a stomping. And there we go. So, he's gone, and we are now free to explore what is inside this question block. And we have some Slap Hammer stickers in here, which I don't think we've seen the Slap Hammer yet. So, Slap Hammer, I can show it off here. It's a hammer, but you swing it from the side, and the enemy goes flying. It does more damage than a normal hammer, but it can only attack one enemy at a time. So there's an upside and a downside to using it. Anyway, we are nearing the end of the level. I'm just going to grab any stickers that I can fit. We only have a couple of album pages so far. As we defeat bosses, we'll gather more. That's another pretty important feature of the game that you guys will see. Let's just use a normal hammer here. And I didn't time that great, so we're going to have to go at it with another turn. Excellent! Let's go. Okay. Got an excellent there. Good stuff. Alrighty, so we're going to move on here. This is the final area of the level. You're going to see some familiar faces in just a second if you watch the first episode. But first off, Kirsty's going to give us a little tutorial about comet pieces. So basically, to sum up what she's saying, these also got blasted off from the sticker comet, and they lead to other levels. This one will lead to 1-2, and then so on and so forth until we reach the final level of World 1, where we will eventually gather the first royal sticker. But now, I'm going to sneak up on them. We see 3 Goombas that should look awfully familiar, and they're going to go to attack us. But they're different this time, and you'll see that in just a second. Some enemies in the game have the ability to transform into a different version. These Goombas transform into Cone Goombas, and we can't jump on them without taking damage now, because of their pointed top. So anyway, we get a grate, which isn't quite enough to take down that second Cone Goomba, because Cone Goombas have slightly more health than normal Goombas. Anyway, we get an excellent there. That finishes the 2 of them off. We don't get a perfect bonus, but we don't have the sticker power right now to get a perfect bonus in that battle. So they run on away, and we can go ahead, grab this comet piece, and finish up level 1. There we go. Alright, 1-1 finished. And now you guys will see what I mean about the coins. Since I defeated so many enemies, look at the amount of coins I'm getting. Coins are raining from the sky. We got all these 10s and 5s and everything. So we finished that level with 231 total coins, and we went in with about 19, if I remember correctly. So as you can see, and it gets even more insane later on, trust me. In World 4, the enemies give a ton of coins for perfect bonuses, and really just for defeating them in general. I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Also, hit the little bell to be notified of when I upload a new video. And make sure to leave a comment down below to tell me if you're enjoying this series and also what else you would like to see on the channel. And with that, I will see you guys next time.